Welcome to UU Wellspring, the CUC. We are very delighted to have UU Wellspring Small Group Ministry for Spiritual Deepening for the UU Soul in many congregations across Canada, and many people in Canada have taken it online as well. Here's Kiersten Moore, who's going to share her experience both online and in Vancouver Unitarians congregation. Thank you, Kiersten.
Hi, hello, my name is Kiersten Moore. I am a Director of Lifespan Faith Development at the Unitarian Church of Vancouver. And I first participated in UU Wellspring online with a group of religious professionals, ministers, and religious educators, and I think a membership person and administrator in the fall of 2020. So it was right in the height of the pandemic there. And that year, we were doing a lot of Zoom, and the UU Wellspring was a Zoom I looked forward to. That time to talk and speak and be heard. The way of listening in Wellspring, I have found, allows, when I'm speaking, because of the way the other people in the group hold the space with listening, I can actually hear myself and my own thoughts in a way that in a regular conversation or a conversational group, things get lost with everybody's ideas popping in here and there in conversation, which has its place, of course, but the kind of deep listening that UU Wellspring leans into provided an uplifting space. I mean, it wasn't very often that I ended a Zoom feeling refreshed and uplifted and rejuvenated, but I did that year. And the encouragement towards spiritual direction was something was new to, was something I had not encountered before. You know, I knew about spiritual practices, and I had done meditation and explored mindfulness and really being out in nature, walking and moving as a spiritual practice. But I hadn't given it that depth of intention that Wellspring encourages. And I found those meetings with a spiritual director, which I'm continuing this year, so third year in, to be very centering, to have another person to help me remember the importance of that practice and place in my life, even when I can count on it, even when I have had a busy month where my spiritual practice has been piecemeal here and there, or even just intentionally giving myself that space to take a walk or take a break and take time in my day to just center a bit. When that has been willy-nilly, having that person to meet with once a month helps bring that focus back around, and I've really appreciated that aspect of UU Wellspring. As a religious educator, part of the reason that I wanted to do the online program was to see if it's something I could bring to my congregation, which I did the following year, and I had a full cohort of 12 people sign up at the beginning, and at least 9 of them made it through the whole year with very, very positive experience. I've had some, but one of our members say that it was the first time they felt that our church was a spiritual place for her. She's been, really involved in our children's program and has found that spiritual growth and in the children's and spaces. But the UU Wellspring space with adults was another place that she felt that holding in that depth. And this past year, we've done the UU Wellspring, the Sacred Earth Wellspring Reads, and we've run that once in the fall and again now. I've thought, yeah, but if you really commit into the UU Wellspring, it's rejuvenating and it's not tiring. But one of our members who's been facilitating the Sacred Earth wants to do a worship service this summer, a Wellspring worship service this summer. So we'll be working with her on that. We've also used it in our senior youth, the youth that are bridging this year, delving into the sources and spiritual practices with them has been part of that program. Because everybody who's been a part of it has benefited, has felt their understanding of Unitarian Universalism deepen, their understanding of spirituality, their understanding of what it means to pray. So that the prayer sessions have been enlightening and eye-opening. People come away with an expanded view of what spirituality can mean. And some of those sources where people have felt reactive or alienated from, they're able to approach and engage in a meaningful way, for a way that's meaningful for them. And the other thing that I have found very valuable with UU Wellspring is the approach to covenant and the approach to giving space for people. And I have encouraged other small groups and any small group that I lead to lean into that listening, to even in check-ins, to invite people to check in when they are ready and to be comfortable with the silence in between people speaking, which is not everyone's go-to. And I've used the covenanting guidelines that Wellspring lays out and outlines. I've used those in other groups too. They've been very, very helpful. And having that generosity of allowing people to sit in silence together gives an air of reverence to a small group and to a meeting, I believe, is what I've found.